Today we're setting up the shots of the barrage balloon for episode 9, where Rose is hanging basically off one of the barrage balloons, which we looked at doing both full-size and CG, and have established that the best way going is to do it as a miniature. So we've done a approximately 12th scale miniature of the barrage balloon, which we're shooting in a black environment, and then that will be comped into plate photography of Rose, shot against green and against black. We've got the balloon suspended in the ceiling, lit from below, and we're puppeteering it, and hopefully we can line that up with the live action photography of Rose hanging on the rope, and hopefully the two will go seamlessly together.
This is director James Hawes' final edit of the early scenes in episode 9. The digital effects are yet to be done, so Dave Houghton from The Mill is here to ensure that he has enough footage of the barrage balloon to create the scenes over war-torn London.
So we'll have to shoot one slightly more straight on, I think.
Well, great. So, I mean, that shot we're going to need to do a much more side-on one,
yes,
obviously.
Yeah. But this will do for this.
Yeah, what we're going to do, we're just going to clock this ever so slightly.
Yeah.
We're just going to put a line off the nose or off the tail, and then we can contain everything within the black. The issues that we've got are obviously getting the model far enough away from the black so that they don't pick up in the lighting, but not making a rig that's so huge that effectively we're sort of wasting a lot of time just setting up blacks. So once we've got this thing hung and lit, which has taken the bulk of the morning just getting the lighting absolutely perfect, we're now just cracking through the shots with Dave Houghton. He's got a set of storyboards that we're using, and we've got the live action photography to keep referring back to. We'll keep going back and forth until we've built him up a library of pieces that he can then take away, go through the final show, the final edit, and drop in balloons in shots as they're needed. So our most important job really is making sure that we've got all the angles lined up exactly right.
On film you can overcrank the camera, which basically means you run the film through much faster than normal, which imparts a slow motion effect to the subject matter you're filming. And in the case of miniatures, that's very important, because obviously if you have something that's just 3 foot long and it's meant to be 30 foot long, things that jiggle, such as hanging wires or stuff like that, jiggles a lot quicker when it's a lot smaller, because there's not the mass and the momentum there. So we overcrank the camera, run high speed, so that when you play it back at normal speed, things are slowed down and they swing about or jiggle much slower. So it looks a lot more weighty than it really is. And my job is to light it how I think it would be lit in a real situation in wartime London.
Speed.
And for instance, we've got an orange lamp here which we're reflecting off a vibrating reflector to imitate sort of flames and things down below in London being bombed by the Germans. And we're also having to match to the live action footage of Billy Piper hanging on a rope, swinging about. So we're having to match camera angles. So it's a fairly complex setup.
Camera's cut.
The model's been about a 2-week build, making the model barrage balloon approximately 5 foot long. As an example of how we did the fin, we started with a basic polystyrene shape which has been sculpted, giving us the overall contours of it, but obviously the final balloons were made out of silk. So we wanted to have this feeling of stretched fabric and everything under pressure. So the entire polystyrene sculpture has been covered with a layer of foam. That foam in turn has then been covered with a layer of polythene, and that polythene has then been wired to give us these fantastic crease marks and a general feeling of something under tension. We did that both with the fins and with the main body of the balloon. Having got that, we took a 2-part plaster mould off it, and we've been able to manufacture a rubber and expanding foam hollow balloon, which has got all the sort of detail and wrinkles that you see in the original, but the added advantage that it actually has a bit of give and bounce to it, so it makes it look as though it's actually got a little bit of life to it. It's worked really well, but it's one of those things that we simply didn't know if it was going to work until we got to the end of the process, and fortunately it did.
Yeah, ready.
Filming of the barrage balloon model took place in February 2005, and this was the result. Rose's first sight of London in the middle of an air raid.
this t-shirt.